500 bus stops may seem a tad too many, but when you are without a car, that number's necessary to spread the message all around that John Shuttleworth is chart-bound. 500 bus stops with me and my friend Kenny. Yes, adventures we had many.
We did, didn't we, Ken?
We did. Mishaps, well, there weren't any.
Ooh, Ken, if only that were true.
Yes, 500 bus stops.
That's right. On day 3 of my National Rock Tour, you'll remember, viewers, we were London bound, but due to an administrative cock-up, ended up on a coach to Leeds.
You've done it again, Ken.
I'm sorry, John.
You've done it again.
All right, love, take
And a minor crisis at home made me question whether I was ready to become a star.
Success should happen gradually for an artiste, otherwise you run the risk of becoming a big head.
But my interest in the tour was rekindled when agent Ken Worthington suggested a benefit gig for the environment.
How much a benefit to be for? Have you thought about that?
Could it be for guinea pigs?
It was going well, until Ken got claustrophobia in the Blue John cabin and panicked.
I'm off, John, I'm sorry.
Despite the day's setbacks, it ended happily with a bawdy sing-song at a local campsite.
Eggs and gammon, Porian and Ken's bad wind.
Yeah.
Oh! Get off, Ken!
Get
What are we that for?
It's rubbish.
Day 4, and I was up bright and early.
Morning, everybody. Breakfast in the open air. Fantastic. Eggs and gammon, Porian and Ken had wind.
Oh, shut up.
It's still prevailing, actually. A bit blustery today, isn't it? Come on, Ken, wake up.
Leave me alone.
It's your lazy bones, isn't it? When I was a lad at scout camp, any late risers were carried forcibly to the breakfast table in the sleeping bags and tipped out before the assembled throng. It was very humiliating. Unless you had windswept pyjamas on, like I did.
Oh, shut up.
One lad, he had little undies on, like a thong. You know, it's quite unusual in those days. He didn't know how to react, you know. But unless you get up soon, Ken, I shall be forced to employ the scouting method and expose you in your full morning glory.
Oh, be quiet, John, I'm trying to sleep.
Come on, Ken, it's 9:30.
Yeah, precisely. No self-respecting pop artiste rises before noon.
Rubbish. What about Mick Jagger? He's always up at the crack to give Jerry a breakfast.
He's not.
To go for a little jog.
Not anymore.
Which is what I'm going to do in a minute, incidentally.
Yeah, go on then. Clear up.
Roger Whittaker. I think he's another early riser.
Go on. Buzz off. Leave me in peace.
Have you spotted the mistake, viewers? That's right. I'm running off leaving a lit primer stove unattended, which you must never ever do, especially when it's right next to a tent. Luckily, Ken smelt burning fat, despite having woken with a cold, and was able to avert a disaster. But the ordeal had left him pale and groggy, and in no fit state to continue the tour.
Oh, dear.
Oh, bus is here, Ken.
Oh, God. I want to go home. Oh, blimey.
Come on, Ken. Cheer up, Ken.
Oh, get lost, John.
Oh, that's right. Lovely.
Not that I wasn't looking forward to going back home to Sheffield. I was missing my wife and kids, and the DIY jobs were mounting up. Still, it was my earnest wish to end the tour and the rockumentary with one big last booking. But could I rely on Ken to secure it for me? He was in a sorry state, and still smarting from the previous night's rendition of Eggs and Gammon, which had rekindled desires for his ex-wife Rhiannon, who was, let's not forget, the harpist who accompanied Ken on New Faces in '73.
Oh, look. That's the church where Rhiannon got married to Martin.
It's behind one of those gravestones that you hid yourself, Ken, isn't it? To view the proceedings.
It is, yes. That one there.
Because you weren't invited to the wedding, of course.
No, I wasn't. No. Oh, and that's where they live now. Rhiannon!
No, look away, Ken.
Rhiannon!
You mustn't dwell on the past.
I want to.
No, forget Rhiannon.
No.
You must look to the future, Ken.
No.
Immerse yourself in your work. You've got a healthy stable of artists
No.
who look to you for further successes. Now, come on, Ken. Speaking of which,
What?
any more thoughts on this last big booking, Ken?
No,
You know, to NB tour with the bank?
not now, John. Oh, it's so lucky. You've got a lovely wife to go home to. What have I got?
You've got a car, Ken, which is more than I've got since you sold me Austin Ambassador for scrap.
I know. I feel bad about that, John. But what can I do? Eh?
Well, you give me your car, I suppose.
Oh.
If you want to, you know. You feel that badly about it, I wouldn't say no.
No, I don't think that's a good idea, John.
Still without an engagement for that evening, and with Ken's condition ever worsening, it was a relief to note we were entering the plague village of Eyam.
Plague Village of Eyam, Ken.
For here was an opportunity to distract Ken from his morbid musings by reminding him of happier times, the occasion when Mary, Ken and myself visited a carvery there to celebrate Mary's birthday.
In fact, it might be a nice place to get off, Ken, and have a little wander.
Yes.
Oh, bus is stopping anyway, fantastic.
In fact, I wrote a song in praise of the
Fancy
meal,
that, Ken?
which I'd like you to hear now, viewers. Now, when you first hear the lyric, you might think it's a well-known nursery rhyme. Don't be fooled, it's not. Mary had a little lamb, green beans and new potatoes. I had tuna and sweet corn flan. We served ourselves, no waiters. Because it was a carvery, you know. Ken plumped for the shepherd's pie. I said, Ken, you're outrageous. For he had piled his plate sky high. To eat it took him ages. He did, greedy pig. We had a carafe of sweet white wine, and Ken had a gin and tonic. There was a giraffe for children to climb, though no children were on it. Way past the bedtime.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
I'll think
You
of
all
I'm all
right?
right. I'm all right. Just take the open,
All
please.
right.
Yeah.
Oof.
All right, don't worry.
I'm not. Oof.
It is. It's trapped, you know.
Yes. The shoe's still there.
All right, Ken, you know, press pause. We don't want to see this.
Well, we do. It's quite funny.
Yeah, I know it's funny, but yeah.
It was over 300 years ago when the bubonic plague struck down the inhabitants of this quaint Derbyshire village. Though to look at the deserted streets, you'd be forgiven for thinking it was raging still.
Oh. Oh, dear.
Lovely. So, what about this last big booking then, Ken? Where's it to be? The grounds of Chatsworth House, aboard a traction engine? Oh, you could try for Bakewell Library again, I suppose.
Oh, not now, John. Can't you see I'm poorly? Oh.
You're certainly coming down with something, Ken. You want to lock it?
Oh, yes, please.
Oof, I haven't got any.
Oh.
Got a piece of naan bread, though. Don't know where that came from. Might be cappuccino, Ken.
Oh, I'm sick, John.
Love sick, more like. I have to say, Ken, that you're very misguided in your obsession, because Rhiannon's not the sweet lady that she was.
Oh, she is.
She hasn't got a harp anymore, viewers, you know.
No.
Well, she has, she don't play it. And, well, she has a hair in a bun, she drives an old escort van, and she rents out bouncy castles for a living.
Oh, leave her alone. She's lovely.
Yeah, but she's married, Ken, you know, unattainable.
Oh.
Now, finish your tea, Kate, and then we can concentrate on more important matters, like tonight's show.
I don't want it, John.
Oh,
I'm not hungry.
well, do you mind if I have it then?
No, not at all.
Are you sure?
Yeah, you're welcome to it.
Thank you, Ken. It's a very sweet gesture. Lovely. Cheers.
What's the matter?
I just had a terrible thought.
What?
What if
Eh?
you haven't got a cold, but it's the bubonic plague that you've contracted? I mean, I know it sounds fanciful, but
It does.
we are in Eyam, you know, and I've heard that germs can remain dormant for centuries. You see, you are displaying all the classic symptoms, are you? Sneezing repeatedly, and you've even got that characteristic rosy ring that the plague victims develop.
Have I?
Yeah.
Oh,
Or is it jam? Ah, it's jam, look.
Oh.
Ah, you're all right.
Oh.
Use a napkin, Ken.
Oh, thank you.
But even so, Ken, I'd rather not risk it, so you can have it back.
Oh, right.
All right. You all right, Ken?
Oh,
What's the matter?
I'm dizzy.
Give me the camera before you drop it on your tea cake.
Oh.
I will have it, actually. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sick, John.
You're all right, Ken.
I'm caught a chill. Sleeping in that
Tell you
tent,
what.
did it?
Why don't you nip to the pub across the road and get your Malibu?
Oh,
yeah?
yes, please.
I'll cheer you up, won't I?
Yeah, so
All right.
a slim panettella, please. Shall I come with you, John?
No, Ken. You stay here. Because we want to isolate the virus, you know.
Unbeknownst to me, the local pub was holding a live music night, to which all comers were welcome. My agent temporarily indisposed, I took it upon myself to negotiate with the pub's landlord for star billing, the other turns to feature as my support acts. At first the landlord seemed unconvinced, but once the full extent of my organ's range became known to him, he visibly warmed to the plan.
I've got 3 jazz styles. I've got Argentinian folklore, number 89, you know.
Oh.
Have you got any?
No, we've not had that
No.
before.
I've got all sorts of styles, bossa nova, Fantasy Island, got that one, you know. I tell you what, why don't you go and get my keyboard and give you a little demonstration?
Yeah.
Thanks very much.
All right,
I'll see you in a
take
minute
care.
then.
See you in a bit, yeah.
Thank you.
All right,
See you.
yeah.
In the excitement, I'd drunk Ken's Malibu, but I was sure he'd forgive me once he discovered I'd virtually clinched a booking which would end the tour in style.
Excuse me, do you mind me putting that there?
Not at all.
It's all right.
Not
You're
taking
fine,
me.
mate. Just want to see Ken's face when he hears the news. See you in a minute.
But Ken's face wasn't there to receive the news, nor was his body, because, you know, he disappeared. And the waitresses weren't being very friendly. Mind you, the reason for that soon became apparent.
Excuse me, you
Yeah?
haven't settled this bill.
Auntie?
No.
Oh, you're joking. Well, how much is it?
£12.95.
£12.95, joking. Oh, it's full. Oh. There you go. 13.
Right, okay, that's lovely.
Thanks very
Yeah,
much.
bring your change.
No, it's all right. Keep it up. I don't believe this. Ken's done a runner. And he's had 3 Irish coffees and a coconut macaroon in my absence. God, rotten swine.
This shock was nothing compared to the bombshell which followed.
What's this on the back? SOS! Hey, blimey. Ken?
All plans for the pub show were abandoned as a full-scale search for Ken was mounted. Despite giving passers-by a graphic description of Ken's distinctive appearance, there had been no positive sightings of the troubled impresario. The search widened, taking in the graveyard where Ken had so foolishly spied upon the wedding ceremony of Rhiannon and Ken's successor, Martin, a builder from Stony Middleton. That forlorn little hamlet was my next port of call, for here sits a notorious lover's leap, which, God forbid, Ken in his desperate state may have been drawn to. It was easy enough getting to the leap, but getting back to the camera was a far trickier proposition.
You won't need to jump off the cliff, just need to step off the pavement.
Eventually, I called off the search, confident that Ken was alive and well. You see, Ken knows I enjoy a conundrum. SOS may not have been a cry for help, but an affectionate put-down, like sod off sunshine. Actually, that's quite offensive, isn't it? Sick of Shuttleworth. Oh, that's not very nice either.
Well, we're back in Sheffield now, and I can't find Ken anywhere. Oh, it's the children getting. I hope he's all right, you know, but I can't be worrying about him. I've got my own life to live. I've got a shower to fix.
Or had I? My first act upon arriving home was to visit the bathroom and examine the troublesome rose. I was in for a shock.
Mary, come here.
What is it?
The shower's fine. It's functioning perfectly.
I know it is.
You what? Pardon?
Ken's been round and fixed it.
What? Mary! Oh. Ken! Come back! Where are you going?
What a rat Ken Worthington was. While I was busy scouring the countryside for him, he'd nipped home and calmly entered another man's house in order to carry out a major DIY repair without that man's prior knowledge. And to add insult to injury, he'd done it successfully.
Then, cool as a cucumber, he'd zoomed off in his Honda Civic, knowing full well that without a vehicle, I couldn't give chase. But at least I'd solved the conundrum. SOS, service our shower. Quite clever, really.
Well, looks like the documentary's over, folks. Can't just be shots of me doing DIY. It's not very rock and roll, is it?
John, can you clean this chicken out, please?
Yeah, all right, Mary, in a minute.
Now, please.
Shame the head's been removed, isn't it? Otherwise I'd been able to bite it off, like Ozzy Osbourne. 'Cause he does that, doesn't he? Would have redeemed my profile a little.
Kirsty,
Oh.
what are you doing? Eh?
Not to worry.
Excuse me.
Sorry, love.
Steamy window.
Sorry, Organ. Got to stay there now. The big one is not to be. Unless.
A better way to redeem my profile was to end the tour with a performance on the surface I feel most comfortable playing in, our deep freeze, assisted by a nice echo off the breeze blocks and with a specially invited audience of family, friends and neighbours.
Thanks very much. Thank you, everybody. Welcome to the show. I'm your host, John Shuttleworth, and Mary. Hurry up, love.
All right.
Started.
Yeah, all right, John.
Uh,
So a minute.
Yes, unfortunately, my family can't be here today. My children, anyway, because my son Darren has gone to a go-kart being assembled from scratch, you know, there's a few of them doing it. But Karen's out skated, so never mind. Here's a song all about my family, which I hope you'll enjoy. Oh, I've got a son called Darren, and a daughter whose name is Karen. Without them my life would be barren, like living on the Isle of Arran. Oh, sorry. Now Darren used to be a nuisance, but since he started work at the off-licence, he's out until 12, his hair is nicely gelled, and we get on really well, yes, he's a true prince. Yeah, he is, you know. Now Karen plays the recorder and composes pretty tunes to order. And when she was small, she threw some gravel at a wall, though she thought she was alone, in fact I saw her.
Kirsty,
Oh, Kirsty.
come here.
But she took no action, because she's just a toddler, you know. That's what toddlers
Can you
do.
turn it
isn't
down a bit, please, John?
Oh, Mary is my charming wife. We lead a very full life. As does Miss Scotty. Call Kirsty, she's dotty. When she scampers with her paws, it drives me potty.
John,
Yes, indeed.
can you get some peas from the freezer, please? John,
All right, mate.
come on.
Put me off then, love.
Well, you know, should be finishing off now. Come on, I want my freezer back.
Everybody. Oh, I've got to
You're right, Racket.
Oh,
Kirsty, can I have your freezer?
daughter whose name is Karen. Without them my life would be barren, like living on the Isle of Arran. Your turn. Living on the Isle of Arran. Lovely. Like living on the Isle of Arran. Living on the Isle of Arran.
Oh, please, John. Come on,
Yes, indeed.
switch it off now. Come on. Ooh,
It's lovely that, isn't it?
what a relief.
It's like shutting on sea links, isn't it?
Kirsty, do you want your tea? Eh?
Wait a minute. SOS. Shutting on sea. Ken Worthington, you crafty devil. That's where he's gone to. She rents a chalet there, you see. She's hideaway holiday home.
John, can you come and spin the lettuce, please?
I know I'd only just got home, viewers, but I felt like I needed a break. So I got back on the bus and headed for the Lincolnshire coast, where I felt sure Ken had gone, to take the air and shrug off his mystery virus. And once he'd perked up a bit, maybe he'd be in the mood to discuss business. After all, this rockumentary needed a grand finale.
Ken? Oh, no, sorry. Ooh. Ken! Aha. Bottle of Malibu, you see. Yeah. Ken! Oof. So that's the chartreuse. Where is he? Ken? Ken! You frightened the life out of me.
Good, I meant to.
Hey, where are you going? Want to word with you?
Well, I don't want to word with you. I've nothing to say to you, Mr. Shuttleworth.
Ken, come back.
For a man on holiday, Ken seemed very tense. Though holidays can create tension, I'm well aware of that.
Oh, not you again.
I want to talk to you, Ken.
Leave me alone, John.
But Ken was in the wrong. He'd let me down, so why the hostile reception? Keen to clear up the misunderstanding, I suggested a ride on the sand train, where Ken told me a wondrous tale, which seems, I think you'll agree, a little far-fetched at times.
You were gone a long time, so I ordered an Irish coffee.
Yeah, you ordered several by all accounts.
Well, I got fed up waiting for me Malibu. In the end, I nodded off.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
The next thing I knew, I was lying under the table, surrounded by a party of Austrian tourists. I tried to move, but I was trapped.
Yeah.
They'd all put the rucksacks around me, you see.
Yep.
And then you came in, and I heard you tell the waitress, in a very cocky tone, that you got yourself a booking and a new agent by the sound of things.
Yeah, but Ken,
John, please, don't interrupt. Well, I tried to call out to you, but by this time someone had taken the sweater off and plonked it on top of my head, so my cries were muffled and went unanswered.
Yeah.
Having said that, I was lovely and cosy, and after that drafty tent, it was just the sort of environment my body craved, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm much better now, thank you.
Good, I'm glad to hear it. But listen,
No, please, John, let me finish. They were still on the suite by this time. I thought I was going to be there forever, and I wanted to catch a bit of your show, John, just to see how you were faring under new management.
can I just say something?
No,
Ken?
you can't. When I finally reached the venue, I stood outside and listened. I wanted to go in and watch you, but it had been too painful. What were you singing? Oh yes, The Power of Love. I've heard you do that one before, of course, but this time you were note perfect. The amazing thing is, you sounded just like Jennifer Rush. How you reached some of those high notes, I'll never know. But one thing was clear. My services were no longer required. How could they be, now you had an agent who could make you sing so daintily?
Ken,
What is it?
that was Jennifer Rush.
I beg your pardon?
Somebody must have put it on the jukebox.
You what?
I wasn't even in the pub.
Hey?
The show's not till tonight anyway.
Oh.
I was busy scouring the countryside looking for you, Ken. Convinced you'd done yourself a mischief.
Well, why would I do that?
Oh, SOS.
What?
Oh, you wrote it, Ken.
Hey?
On the back of an unpaid bill. In fact, you still owe me a tenner.
All right, I'll knock it off the
Yeah.
tar bill. What's this? Oh, I know what this is. It's the poem I was writing.
What are you talking
But I
about?
fell asleep before I could finish it.
Eh?
He goes,
What do you mean?
so summer has almost had its day, and like a thief has told. Oh no. Oh, can't remember it. Oh, it's gone, John.
Ken had gone bright red, embarrassed by having to perform his own poem. But I soon discovered it was merely the first of many he had written since our separation.
Hey, these poems are lovely, Ken.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, you've certainly been very creative in my absence.
It's helped me get Rhiannon out of my system.
Good. Glad to hear it.
I'm not so frightened to confront my past now. You know.
Yeah, so I see. Ha! Hooded Axeman, I'm sick of you disturbing my sleep. Now go on. Shoo! That's nice, Ken. You could develop that for,
Oh.
as a lyric, you know, for communards,
Oh.
Jake Thackeray, somebody like that.
I'm thinking of having it printed on a tray, that one.
Are you?
You don't think they're too avant-garde, John? You don't think they'll
Uh,
appeal to the public?
Not this portrait, Ken. No, it's excellent. Oh, there's a Jasper
No,
again.
there is. Hey.
No, I was going to say it's lovely, Ken, this portrait. Coming near you now.
Oh,
So,
is
yeah.
it? Oh, John.
No, it's fantastic, Ken. Marvellous stuff. Hey, what's this one?
What?
A crust of bread.
John, that's personal.
Hang on, Ken.
No.
Hang on.
Come on, give it me back.
Oh,
John,
eh? These words would fit a new tune I've been working on.
what?
Well, it's like a roundelay. It's very catchy, very hooky, you know, it goes
Yeah.
round and round in your head, keeping you awake at night. Well, it does me.
and I haven't got any lyrics for it. Well, I have now.
Oh, well, maybe we can come to some kind of agreement, John.
Well, don't know about that, Ken. I'll have to have a word with the agent.
Oh, who's that then?
It's you daft chum.
Oh, John. Do you want some of my candy floss?
No, go on then, Ken, yes. No, actually, I won't.
Oh, right.
Oh, all right then, thank you.
John!
No, I don't
Oh,
want any.
make up your mind.
Very sweet of you, but no. I've got it in my hand now.
Yes.
Jasper's coming back.
Oh, no! No, I've got it on the lens. Oh. I feel like the crust of bread everyone despises, always being rejected for more tasty looking slices. The only consolation for being so forgotten is knowing that I'm going to meet another crust at the bottom. Come on then, if it's...
Where are we going, Ken?
Where do you think? Back to the plague village of Eam. You've got a show to do.
Ken, what can I say?
Say nothing, John. Just do a proper vocal warm-up.
Right,
You know.
well, where's your car then?
I've given it to John at the row.
You've done what?
She needed cheering up. She never did find a guitar, you know.
Don't you think you should have given me first refusal?
I've only lent it her. I'll get it back tomorrow.
Well,
What?
how are we going to get to Eam now? Eh?
Oh.
How are we going to get home even? Mary's in a bad mood with me anyway, because, you know, I never did spin that lettuce for us. It'll be dry by now, but it's not the point, you know.
Yeah.
Actually, it's ages ago.
John, shall we get the bus?
I don't know, Ken. Can you face another long bus journey?
No, no.
You have to pay for me, because I spent all my money at the fun fair.
Oh, so have I. And I've lost my switch card. Must have fallen out of my pocket when the donkey bolted.
Well, what are we going to do, Ken?
I know. Can you spare 10p, please?
Thank you very much.
Come on.
Pigeons in flight.
Oh, spare some change, please.
I wanna see you tonight.
Got to get to Eam.
I want to hold you if I may be so bold to, and tell you some things that you'd like to hear.
That's it, John. Louder.
Oh, my
Come on.
dear.
In your ear.
Pigeons in flight.
There's a couple coming.
I wanna see you tonight.
Oh, I got a bob or two.
I
Roll
wanna
this way.
see you tonight.
Oh, no.
Hey, Ken, do a solo.
right.
Pigeons in flight. Come on. Lovely. I want to hold you if I may
no.
be so.
I'm sorry,
Oh, lost his bottle.
No, I can't play and
Very well,
collect
Ken.
money at the same time.
Pigeons in
I've got to
flight.
specialise in one or the other.
I want to see you tonight.
10p, please. Come on.
You've been a bit stingy,
They're
haven't you?
very stingy.
Better pay, please.
Incredibly stingy,
I
that
want to see. I'm going to get to Eam.
Yeah. Oh, hey.
I want to see
Love,
you tonight.
put your money in here. Come on.
Come on.
Don't ruin your teeth.
Pigeon,
Sweetest.
I want to see you
Tonight. Pigeon, 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 I want to see you
tonight. Pigeon, I want to see you tonight.
Hello.
A tragic end to my national rock tour of the UK, you might think, viewers. And you might be right. Then again, you might be very wide of the mark.
Oh, my pigeons in flight. Oh, it's too high for me, Ken.
It is.
Far too high.
Oh dear. It's terrible.
Thank you very much. How you doing, Ken?
27p. Yeah.
Oof, blam.
Yeah. 10p. Oh. What should we do, John?
I should do Jennifer Rush, Ken.
Oh.
Power of Love. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tom got the chords, you know.